course content. Our next topic is engineering career. Okay, how do you develop your career as an engineer? What are the things you should do and look to do after you graduate, and so on and so forth. Uh, the career build-up starts during the studies. That's why we call it Bachelor's of Engineering, because it is, preparing you for the engineering career. Okay, so your preparation for your career starts during your studies, and this preparation obviously starts with education. So in when you go in the field, you will find a lot of people who will know more than you uh, when you enter the field. Obviously, I do not hope that it will remain so when you have some experience. Okay, but when you start off with your career, you will find that they may know more than you. Okay, it could be a foreman, labor foreman, or or he or she could be a site supervisor, a diploma holder. Okay, a draftsman. Okay, they may know more than you, but no company, even after knowing that they know all the basic things required from an engineer, they will not call them as engineers. Okay, they will not give them the designation of engineer. Okay, and the salary and the post and the scope of work will be according to that. Yes, they learn like everybody learns, and you would learn as well when you go in the field, but there will still be some difference between them and you. Okay, and when I remember in the company where I used to work after my graduation, uh, there was somebody they used to call doctor. Okay, uh, so I thought maybe it's like a doctor, PhD doctor in engineering or something. So he used to, go to the site and look at what is happening, and they used to call him doctor. So my assumption was he is a PhD doctor in civil engineering. Later on, he told me he is a medical doctor. Okay, so I asked him what are you doing in this company, and like why they are sending you to the field, and he said because I have done a lot of property business. Okay, so when you are into property business, selling, buying, then you have an idea about the value of the land, you have an idea about the market, okay, you have an idea about how construction or site work is done, and so on and so forth. So he said that's why I retired from my doctor uh, job, whatever job that was, and now I'm just passing my time with them. Okay, but he was good, obviously, and at that time he knew many things more than me. What I knew, because I was a fresh graduate. Okay, uh, so he was a doctor. So you will meet people like, so a doctor. I can understand, right? He's, he has at least some degree, but you will find people who may not have any degree, who may not have any educational certificate, any graduation, but they will know more than you. Okay, but there will still be some difference between them and you. So for building up your career, first of all, you need authentic bachelor's certificate, what you call as shahada. So you need that to in order to begin with your career. Okay, without that shahada, without that certificate, uh, you will not be considered as an engineer. Okay, and once you have that, then you are eligible to be considered for for engineering jobs. But as I told you, you have to keep in mind you will learn many things which you don't know yet. Okay, then we have internship and co-ops. This also happens during studies, right? You have a training course. Everybody has to take it. It's mandatory. Okay. Uh, is there anyone who has already taken it? Anybody here who has already taken any training? or anybody who will take it in this summer? Anyone here? Some students told me that they are taking 300 level courses, so that's why I'm asking. So anyone who has already taken training here, or who will take it this summer? Anyone? I will explain for the next week, Mariam. If you are asking about the class activities, I will ask. I will explain it at the end of the lecture, inshallah, for the next week. Okay, but it's supposed to be, that you work during the class. Okay, so there will be still some surprise element in it. Okay, so it's not like it's open book, obviously. So going back to my question, anyone here who has taken summer training or who will take it in the coming summer months? Anybody here? You will, okay. Anyone else? No? Okay. Anyways, I wish you all the best, including you, Abdulaziz, that you do well there. And basically, the thing is, I already mentioned it, that no matter how much you study, when you go in the field, there will be something new. Okay, and it happens to every field. It's not like, okay, there's something special which is happening at UOB, or something special which is with the civil engineering field, and doctors do it, lawyers have to do it. Okay, so everybody has to get something directly from the field. Okay, you cannot learn everything just by classroom study. Okay, so even the classroom study involves some lab work. I mentioned it earlier at one point of time when you were having the physical classes, that whatever you are doing in the labs, you already know it. Okay, so lab is not something to discover something new. Our labs, engineering labs, the ones which you have during your undergraduate, they are not there to learn something new. So you cannot expect, okay, I will discover something new when I go in the lab. No, you will discover the things which are already written in the book. You will discover the things which have already been said to you. Okay, people already told you, if you mix concrete in this way, it should give a strength in this range. Okay, people already told you that the strength of steel is in this range. So when you are testing these materials, you are not looking for something new. Okay, at this stage. Later on, when you get into research, some of you, I hope, you may try something on your own, but the labs which you have during your undergraduate studies, they are not, to discover something new. Even the people who are in the science college, okay, in the IT college, okay, when they go in the lab, they are not looking for some any surprises. They're looking for things which they already know. Okay, but uh, what's the point of having the labs then, if you are already going to see the things which you already know how they should be? The point of having the labs is that you have experience when work is done. Okay, what are the issues you can face? Okay, from where you can have the errors, where you can have the problems, what are the things you need? Okay, because in the end, the work is physical. The work is physical. So when the actual physical work happens, then what problems you can face, what errors you can have, what are the things you need? So this is why we have the lab work. So the knowledge is there. Okay, but you want to understand the physical aspect. Same thing is with training and co-ops as well. In some countries they call them internships, some countries they call them co-ops. We here call it training. It means the same thing. During your study, you have a specific time period when you will go to a particular company, an organization, okay, and try to observe and get involved in their real work, in their real operations, okay, outside of the class. This is what it all means. So when you go in a new environment, you are supposed to learn something new. Okay, when you go into a new environment, you are supposed to learn something new. Okay, and it's not only, as I mentioned, it's not only about civil engineering. It is with all the engineering, medical field, and uh, legal field, and whatever other field you have. So there is an element of training there as well. So when you go and see the things happening in real time, in real life, outside the class, it gives you a new perspective. It gives you a new understanding. Okay, same thing as when you learned how to drive. Okay, so I can tell you in 5 minutes here in the class what you have to do to start the car and then drive it. Only take 5 minutes. But you know now, I believe everybody has got their license. So now you know that even after knowing whatever is in the car, you need to still go and sit on the driving seat and let the, operate the car yourself by your hand to see how it is actually done. Okay, the same thing goes for engineering as well. You have to actually go in an organization, go on a site, and see how things are actually done. Okay, reading about it, listening about it, or uh, reading, listening, and even writing about it will not give you the full knowledge. Okay, so we need to look at the practical perspective, the practical aspects. Okay, and most importantly, we need to see how people work. Okay, so in a classroom, uh, I hope not, but I know it is happening that, okay, I'm sitting in the classroom and I am getting bored, especially with the online thing. Okay, so let me just go around and I will take tea or water, and maybe I will just lie on my bed. Okay, maybe I will fall asleep. Okay, not me, I'm just telling about yourselves. So you can do these things. Okay, but and even when you are in a physical classroom, if even if you are in front of me, okay, you can, you are in the AC room with with your friends around you and so on and so forth. Okay, and you are allowed to come late, and you can say, oh, I have to go into another building, and it will take more time. Okay, I have a lab in Isa town, so let me go 5 minutes early. You can do all these things. Okay, but when you are an actual site engineer, a lot of these things are taken away from you. Okay, so in fact, you will be in my seat. Okay, so you will see that, okay, if you think, oh, there are already 20 people on the site, even if I am 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, they will do their job. No, it doesn't work like this. You are the engineer, they are working, they are waiting for you. Okay, so you will see this behavior. Okay, and you will know that what are my duties, and if I don't do them well, what can happen to the site work, to the project work. Okay, and not only on the site, even in the company. Okay, it happens. So you will see how people react in different situations. Okay, so so you see the practical part of the knowledge. Okay, how knowledge is applied. Okay, and what happens when you try to apply it, what are the things you need, how it can go wrong, what are the things you need to face. Okay, like in Bahrain, if I say, okay, mixing concrete and pouring concrete and transferring material and blah blah blah, it all makes sense. But when you go in the site, you have dust, you have noise, you have people complaining about you, you have extreme heat. Okay, or maybe rain nowadays, huh? Alhamdulillah. So how will you face all these things? You cannot experience them and working with these things in the classroom. Okay, so that's why we have the training and the co-ops and so on and so forth. Um so in the training, you have the advantage that people still consider you as a student. Okay, the trainings which are happening during the studies, people still consider that you are a student. Okay, so they, even if you go in the company, they are not trying to overload you with responsibilities and so on. Okay, that's why we need to ask the companies, will you take this guy for free or not? Like, you are going for free, right? You will go for free. Okay, they are not supposed to pay you anything. So normally, if I provide my services to any company for free, they will take it. They will, nobody will say no. Huh? I have an extra labor on the, or extra worker on the site, or in my company for free. Okay, yes, please bring as many as you can. Okay, but these companies will not take you. All the companies will not take you. Okay, they have limits for that. Why? Because they are taking you as a student. They are not taking you as a worker. Okay, so you have the advantage and they have the responsibility still. Okay, you are learning and they are teaching you, they are training you. Okay, so this, you are their responsibility in this period, in these 2 months or whatever time period is it. You are their responsibility, it's like you are the responsibility of the instructor in the classroom. Okay, so this is why trainings and internships are more beneficial for the students. Okay, when you go in the field, your first 6 months, 8 months will be like training. Okay, but the company is hiring you as engineer, full-fledged engineer. They will pay you, or they put responsibilities on you and so on and so forth. Okay, so the trainings and internships are to prepare you for that even before you are hired by any company. Okay, so this is like the companies are saying to us that when you send even a fresh engineer to us, they should have some practical knowledge as well. Okay, that's why we have the labs and these things. So this is all market requirement, by the way. Okay, having labs and having internships, having training, these are all market requirements. Okay, so don't think that why UOB is forcing us to go in the lab and go from Sakhir to Isa Town, then come back to Sakhir and take our classes, and why they are saying we have to find a company or we have to go in this company for 2 months. Why can I not enjoy my summer holidays? Why should I go to any company at all? Okay, so don't think that the university is forcing you. No, the university is being forced by the companies, by the market. Okay, people don't want engineers coming out with their degrees, and they have never seen concrete mixing. They have never set their foot on the site, or they have never seen design software, and they do not know how to work with it. Okay, they don't want these type of people. Okay, so these things are for your own good. And just a side note, you may think, okay, this course is putting a lot of pressure on us. They are asking us to search by ourselves and write by ourselves and prepare presentation. What is this? Again, these are all market requirements. I can show you studies which are in which people from the market, from the industry, has mentioned the lagging in communication skills for our engineers. Okay, like we have good rating, but the rating we get for communication skills is lower than the rating we get for technical skills. Okay, so this are all market driven. Okay, whatever you are being made to do is all market driven. Okay, so you have the certification for your bachelor's, for undergraduate. University will give you a certification, and then you have certifications which you do after you graduate. Okay, or even during your graduation. Okay, they are not for engineering, but they are related to skills which you will need in the field. Okay, some certifications are professional certifications. Okay, like they judge you as overall engineer. Okay, what you are doing in your career, and then they give you a certificate. You are a professional engineer, or you are a training engineer, or something like this. Okay, so for example, I have a certification uh, as a professional engineer, which I got, I believe, a couple of years ago. Okay, so they have a long process for that. Okay, so you cannot just come in the field and say, okay, now I'm a give me a certification for a professional engineer. Okay, no, you need to have some experience. you must have done something to improve your skills after your graduation. They will see if you did any service to the community, to the engineering community, or to the overall community. So after that, they provide you these certifications. So we have certifications from UK. The one which I have is recognized by USA. Okay, and then every like in Bahrain we have certification for like this. Okay, I believe there is certification from I, I I keep on forgetting the full name, but they call it CRP. Okay, so this is the professional engineering certification which is done in Bahrain. Okay, and all engineers have to get it at some point of time. uh, this is how you will show in the records of the company. Okay, so that they have a full-fledged engineer there. Okay, so even the people who are coming from outside, if somebody is hired from Pakistan, India, or any other country, once they come here, uh, they have to work for this certification, as the CRPEP certification, and they have some certifications even from Bahrain Society of Engineers. Okay, BSE, you may have heard about it. They used to also do student events as well. So they have their own certifications, but they are not like professional engineering certification. They are for different skills. So they do different courses, and they give you certifications. Okay, for that. So these certifications, some of them, like the one from CRPP and other certifications, professional engineering certifications, in which they judge you overall and they give you a certification. They go in the company records and they increase or enhance the profile of the company. So companies support these sort of certifications, and there are international certifications as well. People take international certifications from UK, which are like international. They are acknowledged and they are accepted worldwide. Okay, but the agency which gives that certificate is in UK or US or a place like this. But you when you get it, you are recognized worldwide that this guy has done something good professionally. Okay, so these certifications are encouraged by the organizations because it shows that they have a good profile. They can show it to the client, and in some cases it is a legal requirement as well. So in Bahrain, to get a CRPEP engineer, CRPEP certified engineer, is goes in the company profile, and the company profile can increase, and they can go for bigger projects, government projects, and so on and so forth. Okay, and it helps them with their registration as well. Okay, so you have small companies and big companies. Okay, so one of the things they see is how many people they have, registered engineers they have, and so on and so forth. So that's why companies encourage their employees to get these sort of certifications. Okay, they will pay for them. They will let them do training if there's any extra training required for them. They will let them do it. Okay, even in UOB we have some certifications which we take for, obviously, from the point of view of teaching. Okay, so we take those certifications, and UOB arranges them for us, and they pay it if there's any payment, and they make sure that we get it, and so on and so forth. It happens during, like, even if we have to do any training or workshop, it happens within UOB. Okay, so so this is what it means for the company, and then what it means for you. When you go in the field, things are changing. Okay, there are things which you did not cover completely. Okay, for example, we talk about communication. So we are trying to cover communication as part of different courses. Okay, but communication is, is a wide field. There are people who are specialized. They have done their 4-year degrees in communication skills. Okay, some of those may have been teaching you in the English courses. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of difference. Okay, between how much they can give you and how much engineer who is good in communication can give you. So there are a lot of things which are more than what you have already learned in the class. So you want to take more you want to specialize in those fields, communication, software, programming, okay, anything like this. So these certifications, extra certifications, can give you that extra edge over the other engineers. Okay, so this guy has an extra certificate in the use of this design software, the use of this management software. That means he knows something extra than the other engineers. Okay, something extra than the other engineers. If you have a comprehensive certification like a professional engineer, this shows that this guy is doing his job. He is a solid professional. Okay, a guy who has been working for 3 years or 4 years. So one of those, there are two people, one of those has the certification, the other one doesn't have the certification. Both of them have been working for the same amount of time. So the one which has certification is more valuable for the company. First of all, because of the certification, it will go in their profile. First thing. Secondly, how did he get the certification? He got the certification by showing his skills, by showing his service. So that means the person who had the certification was working more or working more actively than the other guy. Okay, so it increases your market value as well. Okay, it increases your market value. These certifications will increase your market value. Okay, so they obviously, they improve your skills, they increase your market value, and then you become an asset for the organization, and so on and so forth. Then we go on to something which you, and as I said, the certifications can start during your studies as well. Okay, there are a lot of certifications which are which you can do during your studies, no problem. Okay, especially with the software and the communication skills. Okay, some of you mentioned during the exam question, it was, I believe, the last part. They'll do some courses on communication, so you can do it now, no problem. Okay, so again, when you have these certifications, and you go in the field, even as a fresh engineer, you will have more value. Okay, you will have better chances, inshallah. Okay, then we go for networking. Okay, now let me post something here, and you have to say yes or no. Does your contact list in WhatsApp, Instagram, I believe you guys use these two, right? Or Facebook, account as networking? So if somebody has 500 in their friend list, and the guy has 1000 in their friend list, so does it mean that the guy who has 1000 friends in the list is doing better networking? This is what it means to have networking. I have more people in the list. What about the other 23 guys? Yes, go ahead, go ahead. Nobody is saying yes. Why do you make friends then? Why do you keep them? Somebody said yes. I like these brave people. Yes, everybody will go in one direction and go in the other direction. Yes. Yes, the remaining 14 people. I hope not sleeping, huh? Yes, another brave one. Good. In the other course, I was doing this poll, and everybody was saying one thing, and there was one guy who said the other thing, and then later on he saw that, oh, I'm different than everybody else, so he changed his vote. It went from yes to no. So I hope nobody is doing this here. Okay, so thank you for taking part in this poll. Now I want any one of you, whether they said yes or no, anyone, to explain why they said yes or no. Anybody here who wants to explain the reason for saying yes or no here? You can be of any of them. You can be from the people who said yes, or you can be from the people who said no. Any one of you who wants to explain why did they choose their option? Anyone? I'm happy to see that most of you have taken part in it. So anyone would like to explain the reason for their answer? Go ahead. By the way, the answer can be yes or no. Yes. It can be yes or no. That's why I'm asking for a reason now. So anyone would like to tell us, share with us the reason? Okay, stop this here. So anyone who wants to explain why does the list doesn't mean networking, or why the list means networking? Anyone from who chose any answer? I would like them to come forward and just give me one sentence. Why did they choose their answer? Who do we have? Any of the Abdul Aziz, or any of the Alis and any of the Fatmas? You're calling down your names is easier, huh? If I say Fatma, like I have maybe called 10 people in the class, huh? So any of you, Hajar, Hisham, Kausar, you want to tell us why did you choose this option? Social media contacts, a modern form of networking. Okay. Instant collaboration. Okay. Academic information. So these you are the people who are saying yes, huh? Just contacts, not a network. I actively use. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I believe I have the main points here. Yes. Uh, okay. So I have. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. Uh, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. So it can be yes, it can be no. Okay. It depends upon how you are using it. Okay. Yes. It depends on how you are using it. Okay. Even if you have a bigger circle, okay, if are you actively engaging with them? Okay, so for example, uh, like I'm like, don't take my example, then Dr. Waneem is trying to show us something very extraordinary. No, okay, I'm just giving you one example. Okay, uh, like I have LinkedIn, I have Facebook. Okay, so on Facebook, obviously these are, some of them are my childhood friends, some of them are my old neighbors, some of them are my colleagues from other universities, previous universities. Okay, so it's a whole mix. Okay, so usually I don't get too much involved, because I just see, okay, this person went here, this person changed his job, and that's it. Okay, but I don't actively engage with them. Okay, it helps me keep updated about the people who I may not get in touch with regularly. Okay, so there are friends who are, who I have not met for many years. Okay, but I know, okay, he is in Saudi, he is in UK, he is in Australia, and they are doing this. Some of them send me a message when we had this situation here. They were asking for my well-being and so on. So yes, okay, we don't actively engage, but we have an idea about where people we know are, what are they doing. Okay, so if I get actively engaged with them, like the things which you mentioned, okay, I see what they are doing, then I ask them questions, then I offer some services, I offer my help if they need something. Okay, this is called networking. Okay, if the networking is two-way, okay, communication can be one way. Communication can be one way. I am talking, you are listening. Okay, I'm not asking you to say something right now. Okay, but yes, if you are face to face, okay, even if you are face to face, most of the times it is one way, right? But communication has both parts. You may be doing one part at a time. This is also called communication. Okay, so I am doing the speaking part right now, the delivering part right now. It's also called communication. You are doing the listening part right now. It's also called the communication. But networking is always two ways. Okay, networking is always active. It's always goes back and forth. Okay, so networking has both parts which are working actively. Okay, so if you are doing this back and forth with the whole list you have, this is networking. Okay, this is networking. So let me give an example. There's a guy who is in touch with me because of my work. He is on my WhatsApp, and there are other many guys who are in touch with me on my WhatsApp. Okay, I have their names. If there is Eid or something like this, I send them a message. Okay, but let's say now this guy who is in touch with me regularly, and he is looking for a job, and I see a job online. Okay, I will think about that guy. I'll forward in the post. Well, usually I don't do this. Okay, if anybody of you are connected with me on LinkedIn, you will see that I keep on forwarding these posts. Okay, so I just forward them because it's easier on LinkedIn. Just forward it. Okay, repost. But there are very few people who I go and especially tag and send it to them. Okay, I don't do that. I will not do that if that guy is not in constant communication with me. He is not in constant touch with me. He has not if I don't send him anything, he will not send me anything. If I don't interact with him, he will not interact with me. Okay, so in this sort of thing, the friends list, the contact list, professionally will not do you any good. Okay, on a professional level, it will not do you any benefit. Okay, because people will not remember you. If there is something which you can do, but you are out of contact, you are not actively in touch with me, I will not think about you. I will think about the guy who may be less qualified than you. He may have less experience than you. Okay, but I will go to that guy because he is on my fingertips. Okay, he's on my fingertips. So networking, the point was that networking is two ways. Networking is active. Okay, so having a name in the list does not fully account for the networking item. Okay, so how do we build organizational or professional networking? We have organizations, we have events in which people go and do networking. Okay, some of these events they happen during studies. You can go there. You will inshallah we are I'm hearing things that we will be back on campus inshallah. So near our campus we have the expo, what they call the exhibition thing, right? Exhibition world or something. So they have events, regular events. So they were having regular events. Okay, and in all those events, if you have gone to any of them, you will see there are big companies which are coming there. They have their stalls, they come with their people, they show their products. Okay, I saw in one of the events, people from Saudi came, and they were, I believe, from Aramco or something, a big organization. I forgot their name. They came up with their monitoring robot, and there was a robotic dog and something. Okay, and they were showing it, like how does it work and so on. And there were other companies who were showing in the last event I attended, it was in Gulf Convention Center. Okay, and there were some people who came with the fire extinguishing robot. So it will sense the fire, then it will go there and it will pour water to so you see these things. Okay, so you will, the networking events or the industry events are very good places where you do a couple of things. The first thing is you do networking. Okay. Second thing is you know about what is happening in the field, what is more in the market, what has more demand. Okay. And lastly, you see how these people are working. Okay, how they are. Like if I go in an organization, how should I behave? You say their behavior, their attitude, and so on. So some of the events, if you get to know about it, you should go and attend. Okay, some of them may be happening online now. They will not. They are not the same as as physical events, but still, if you have the chance, it's easier. You should attend it. Then you have some engineering organizations. I already mentioned BSc. Okay, there's another one. Uh, which we have the student chapter for. Which one is that? Zahra? Zahra is here. Which organization is that? You can become a member of what? Yeah. Which professional organization you are in? Yes. Zahra is sleeping, huh? Not very active. I'll tell your president. Okay, yeah, ICE. Okay, and then we have one which is from the transportation side, which is called as ITE. Okay, and the good thing about these organizations is they are providing you student memberships, which are very cheap. Some of them are free. Okay, so becoming a member now, I believe for the ICE, Dr. Noha was telling me that she became the ICE member when she was a student. Okay, so it becomes very cheap. So look for these organizations and become their members. So then you are in their circle, you're in the network. Okay, so you get many information, most of the information which they are forwarding to their members. Okay, so again you have the same benefits. You know about what is happening in the field, you meet some people and you know the trends and so on and so forth. Okay, and then you have any other way of connecting with professionals in your field. Okay, you all of you, it seems that all of you will take your summer training, right? So try to use your summer training to good effect. Okay, you will go in an organization, make contacts there. Those contacts are more valuable because these people will see you how you work. They will see you personally. They will have a 2 months time period with you. Okay, so they can be very helpful. Making contacts with them and like extending those contacts will be easier, okay, than meeting someone randomly in an event, okay, or meeting someone in an organization which already has like 200 300 members. Okay, so these training programs are very good opportunities for networking as well. Okay, so I still remember the internship, the training which I did in my during my graduation. I still remember the guy. I still remember his face. But back in those days, we didn't used to have mobiles. Yes, this is how old I am. Okay, so we didn't used to have mobile. I still took his number, but I didn't keep it anywhere. Okay, and we were not very active on social media as well. Believe me or not, we didn't have any WhatsApp back then. So so but now alhamdulillah it is much easier. Okay, you know the guy, you just search him online and you will find it. Okay, you just send a request, friend request, and you are connected for the whole life. Okay, so even if the other guy doesn't want to be in your network, he like if you know his name and organization is becomes very easy to tag him and so on and so forth. Okay, these are some of the steps you can take after your studies. Okay, so these steps are during your studies. Most of them you can continue after the studies as well with certification networking, but you can start with all of them during your studies. Then some steps to be taken after your study. First of all, you should go for a specialization. Okay, I know some of you will be asked for taking a track later on. Okay, and some of you may take a structures track, construction management track. Okay, but even within those tracks there are specializations. why do we have these tracks? Why, like I said, we are not coming up with these things from our own mind. These tracks are making or made life difficult for us. Okay, I know that because I'm usually, or I'm not usually, for the last 2 years, couple of years, I'm the one who is, preparing, documenting, not preparing, documenting the study plans and course outline and syllabuses. Okay, so I have to collect it from everybody and so on. So with the tracks, without the tracks, we had like 50 courses. Because of the tracks and each track has separate courses, my documentation increased by 30-40%. Okay, so it's not only me, the timetable committee, the the head of the department, their work increased by 30-40%. Okay, so why did we go into that trouble of introducing the tracks? Okay, and if you know from previous semesters, we didn't have enough student, but documentation is still there. We still have to face the registration and do all the arrangements and everything. So why are we making our life difficult? Okay, and why are we asking you to choose a track? Because this is a market requirement again. Okay, so when you go and you will be hired in a company, okay, they will hire you for a role, right? They will hire you for a role. uh, they no, nobody needs an engineer who will do everything for their company. Okay, first of all, no company does everything. Okay, there is no organization which can do A to Z everything of the related to civil engineering. Okay, they are doing a specific part of civil engineering, so they want people who can work in that part. Okay, and then uh, no organization takes the whole work, the whole uh, thing from one single person. Okay, it's a teamwork, it's a team job. So they are not uh, expecting you to do everything. They will not ask you to do everything, but they expect you that whatever thing we are giving you, you are better than others in that thing, in that field. Okay, so same thing with the organization level as well. So there are management organizations, design organizations, construction organizations. Okay, so what am I expecting from a construction organization? They are better at construction than anything else in the field. Okay, so I am saying there should be a specialist. That organization should be a specialist. Then in that organization they have a project manager, they have a procurement engineer, they have a site engineer. Okay, so I want the manager to be better at management than site work. So I'm looking for what? A specialist. Okay, specialist of management, a specialist of procurement, specialist of site work. Okay, because I will give them that job. So I want them to be better in that job than anything else. Okay, so the point is your clients and your organizations are expecting you to be a specialist in something, in some field. Now if obviously when you go in the field, you will be paid lower. Okay, as you get more experience, you will be getting paid higher. Okay, so is your pay increasing? Again, a yes and no question. The increase in your pay is because, or let me make it something else. The increase in your pay is because you can do more work, or you can do better work in your job. Yes, so what do you say? Okay, so I believe you have the correct idea. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, right? I believe we all agree that it's not about quantity, it's about quality. In fact, the quantity goes down. Okay, I will ask the junior engineer to do more work as compared to a senior engineer. So the amount of work is getting less. Okay, but I know the senior engineer is an expert in what he is doing. I know the junior engineer is still not yet an expert. He is still not specialized in that field. Okay, so the point is why we should go for specialization. Specialization is because the company demands you to be good in some job, the job they are giving you, and specialization makes you more valuable in that field. Okay, so if I'm looking, for example, suddenly something you should think about. Okay, we have heard about the metro projects, we have heard about some other projects like this. Okay, you know, in our studies, the studies which you are doing, okay, you do, there are no courses about public transport planning or something like this. Okay, so if these projects start, okay, you will need specialists in that field. There will be a big gap. Okay, and if let's say I get somebody who is already in this field, working in this field, and that somebody is in Bahrain. Okay, so what do you think the government will do with that? That he is the only one which I have in the whole kingdom. Okay, so that guy will be hired at a higher price, obviously, because he is the only one. Okay, so specialization usually, okay, will add more value to you. Okay, you will be more valuable, and in some cases you can be very precious. In some cases you will be the rare quantity, the rare gem in the market. Okay, nobody, or there are very few people who belong to this specialization, so your value may go 3-4 times higher than what other specialists are taking. Those are other also specialists, but they are not specialists in that field which suddenly everybody wants. Okay, so this is what a specialization can do for you. Okay, and we have talked about specializations in civil engineering before, and inshallah in the next lecture the class activity will be related to that as well. Okay, so I'm already giving you a hint. Then you try to continue your with your education as well. Okay, continuing with your education can mean a higher degree. You go for MSc or something. Okay, we have diploma programs as well. Okay, we have short courses, professional courses, and the Bahraini market they call them micro credentials. Okay, so we have the MSc program, the master's program. We have these short courses, okay, which are from some professional field. We have software courses. We have self-development courses, okay. So these are some of the courses you can, these are some of the things which you can do under continuing engineering or continuing education. Okay, what are these courses for? Why should I go for them? You have to spend money for that, you have to spend time for that, and usually at that point in your career you are already having a job, so taking out time is more hectic as compared to taking time for it now. So why should I continue it after I already have a job? I already gave you some of the reasons. That first of all, it makes you more valuable. Okay, you get to know new things, you are improving yourself. So a person who is more engaged in these activities gives the impression to the other people that he is more active in his field, he is a better professional in his field. Okay, and so on and so forth. And usually some of these courses and certifications can help you get the bigger certifications. Okay, so they are smaller courses, small certifications, and they can give you, or they can, if you go for a more bigger better certification, these can be counted as your points. Okay, let me give an example from the studies. So I talked about micro credential courses. Okay, so if a university is offering micro credential courses, you take 2 or 3 of these courses, and then later on you go for MSc. Okay, so your MSc courses can be reduced because you have taken course A, B, C already. Okay, so those small courses will now reduce the burden upon you for your full MSc program. Okay, and same thing happens with the other certifications as well. So this can be helpful later on for other certifications. Then you look for career advancement opportunities. Okay, career advancement opportunities can involve taking a higher degree. Okay, so MSc, PhD. So you are going forward in the educational field, as well as taking leadership roles. Okay, this is very important. Okay, when you say I am advancing in my career, okay, so how do I judge that I am really going forward in my career? Okay, or how do other people will judge that you are uh, like you were working in a company for 10 years, so how they will look at your CV and say that no, in these 10 years this guy has really moved forward? How do they know that? They know that when they see that company has hired you for some leadership roles. Okay, that they have given. So leadership role means what? Now they trust you more, they have more confidence in you, they think you can handle others as well, they think you can handle the work from the top. Okay, this is what leadership role means, that you are handling the job and supervising others rather than people supervising you. So it's a reversal of the role what is happening now. Okay, so what is happening now? You are a student, your coursework is supervised, you take training, there will be a supervisor for you. You go for senior project, there will be a supervisor for you. Okay, but when you take the leadership role, you are the supervisor yourself. Okay, so this shows that this guy, first of all, is a specialist, and he knows all aspects of the field, plus he has some other skills as well. He has skills for team working, he has skills for communication, he has skills for time management. So getting into a leadership role says a lot about your skills and about your expertise and so on and so forth. One thing, just having the role is not called leadership. Okay, so you may see that there will be engineers, professionals who will graduate, and they will directly start their own companies and businesses. Okay, so they will be the whole and soul of that company, that organization. Okay, so they automatically become the leaders. Okay, but it does not mean that what they are doing is leadership. They are still making mistakes, they are still relying on others, and uh, they are still not good with their job, they are still learning and so on and so forth. So I told you, leadership means that you have more expertise, you can lead others. So instead of you relying on others, others are relying on you. Okay, so this is what leadership means. So even if so there are obviously good leaders and bad leaders. Okay, so the good leaders also, the bad leaders also have the portfolio of the leadership. They are also called managers and bosses and whatnot. Okay, but it's actually what they are doing. Okay, how they are handling the job. Some people are very eager to take the leadership role because obviously it shows that this guy has is better than others, or he is more skilled than others, and he has more skills than others, and so on and so forth. So they want to take leadership roles, but so they are very eager. If opportunity comes, they say, okay, yes, I will take it. Okay, but the point is, and sometimes they go forward, and this is now being appreciated more. That if I say, okay, who will be the leader of this group, and somebody push their hands up, they say, oh, I will be the leader. Okay, so in many organizations, in many circumstances, this will be appreciated. That see, this guy is coming forward and he is saying, I will be the leader, I will be the manager, I will be the team leader. Okay, but going for the role is not leadership. Going for the role is not leadership. Okay, taking the responsibility is leadership. Okay, taking the responsibility is leadership. So you will work in teams even during your studies or after your studies, where the head of the team, the team leader, is officially somebody else, person A, but that person A cannot do anything by himself or herself until it goes from person B. Okay, so yes, he is taking the seat of leadership, but he is not taking the responsibility of the leadership. Okay, so yes, he has the tag of the manager, the leader, the boss. Okay, but that guy is actually doing the leadership role, the other guy, okay, who is taking the responsibility of the work. Okay, so leadership is not taking the role, it is about taking responsibility. Okay, so this is a very important thing which you need to keep in mind. So that means if I tell you, for example, when you take a term project, okay, there are courses in which you are taking term projects. You are taking a term project in this course as well. Okay, so you have questions, right? You ask questions because in the end you know that I am responsible to submit this project. Okay, I have to submit on time, I have to fulfill all the requirements. If I don't do this, then I will have problems. Okay, so you are taking it as your responsibility. The So for that work you become the leader yourself because you took the responsibility. Okay, even if you're working in teams or you are working individually, it doesn't matter. When you took the responsibility, you took the load of the role of leadership in that work. Okay, so it's about taking responsibility. Okay, so a side note here or an end note here that the field of engineering is very vast. As we know, we have already discussed so many fields within civil engineering. Okay, so when the field is so vast, you have more opportunities. Okay, and then you need to decide which one aligns more with your goals and interests. Okay, what you want to become in your career. So for example, I have met some good students who recently graduated maybe 2 3 years ago. Okay, and if I ask them what you want to do, they will say, okay, and they got jobs. They were doing job in their field in good companies. They were being paid and so on and so forth. But eventually they said after 1 or 2 years that I don't want to be in this role. Okay, I want to be in this other role. Okay, I want to be a teacher. I want to be somewhere in the office. I want to be doing management or something like this. Okay, I have a friend who said that no, I want to be in part of risk management, let's say. Okay, or evaluation or something like this. Okay, so you have to you if you look deep enough, you will find something which may suit you better within the engineering field. You don't have to change the field, but within engineering there are so many areas and so many opportunities that you may find something suitable for a person of every kind who has done engineering. Okay, so in the end you have to look into your own interest as well. Okay, where you want to be. Okay, so according to that, if you look deep enough, you will find opportunities for that as well. Okay, so when we are looking for career, you must know what the engineers do. If you are looking for engineer career, you must know what engineers usually do. So engineers, as we have discussed earlier as well, they are the people who apply scientific knowledge, mathematical principles to design, to develop, to maintain anything. And that thing can be a structure, it can be for civil engineers, these are structures. For mechanical engineers, there are machines. For electrical engineers, IT engineers, there are systems. Okay, and then we have other professionals which are working on doing these for processes. Okay, so but in the end, you are applying the scientific knowledge, the mathematical principles to achieve something or to develop something for the society. So in engineering, your tasks may include design, where you're designing the products to meet specific requirements. Okay, so somebody says, I need a villa because in which I will live. I have a family of this much, and so on and so forth. And then you have other projects in which you are designing, let's say, an exhibition hall which can accommodate 2,000, 5,000 people. Okay, so your design is according to requirements. Okay, and then when you are designing, you have to consider factors like cost, safety. Safety is the most important one, right? And the environmental impact. Okay, so we had discussed these things when we were discussing sustainability. Okay, so your design should be according to a need of the society, and it should take into account the factors of economics and sustainability. Then you are involved in analyzing the data as well. Okay, so you have taken, for example, course in statics. Okay, in statics you have analyzed shear force, bending moment. Okay, in some other courses you have analyzed stresses, strains. Okay, so these analysis help you with the design. Okay, in some of the courses you may do economic analysis as well. You may analyze economic data. In some cases you may analyze weather data. Okay, for example, if you are designing roads, then you analyze weather data as well. Okay, can somebody tell me why would I need weather data for designing roads? Anyone has any idea? What is, it should be very straightforward, that's why I'm asking you. What is the need of analyzing or looking at the weather data when I'm designing the roads? Tell me. Yes. I'm talking about weather data. Weather. You know, the temperature, humidity, rainfall, these things. Why should I study them when I'm designing roads? Obviously, roads have traffic, but you know, traffic doesn't come from weather data, right? So, what is the role of studying weather for a road or a highway engineer? Tell me. Anyone? Any other? Fatma or Abdul Aziz or Ali, Batul, Hajar, Hisham, Mariam? Anyone else? Zahra, Wali? Why would I study weather data? Yes. Okay, so for, we call it drainage, right? To design for drainage. Okay, the main use of weather data for roads. Yes, it helps you with the design. Yes, because I should know the temperatures. Okay, when you're designing the pavement, okay, the pavement mix can be according to the temperature. Okay, yes, so for choosing the right material for the pavement, you need to study the temperature, the weather, the usual weather. So the mix which I'm using in Bahrain for pavements will not be the same which I will use in Canada or Malaysia or some other country. Okay, because the weather is different. Secondly, what I mentioned, very critical aspect, and I mentioned it a couple of times earlier as well, the most problematic thing for roads is water, water and water. So drainage is very important. Okay, so how much water I should expect and where should I collect it and so on and so forth, that comes again from the rainfall data. Okay, so these are the two main things where you need to analyze the weather data for road design. And then there are other examples like this. Okay, I remember there was a question in the exam as well where it was mentioned that buildings in Bahrain, they face extreme temperature and humidity and these things. So again, this comes from the analysis of weather data. Going back to the point, analyzing data helps you with your design. If your analysis is not complete, it's not accurate, your design will not be accurate, your design will not be effective. So somebody designed a pavement for Bahrain without considering the temperature, high temperatures in Bahrain, or without considering how much rainfall we are going to have in Bahrain. Their design may fail in the end because the temperature was higher than they expected, or the rainfall was higher than what they were designed for. So analysis provides you with the backbone, with the basis, with the foundation of your design. Okay, and on the basis of the analysis, you can see if the design is feasible, the design is valid, or how will it perform. Then engineers are also involved in testing. Testing is part of all construction projects. You test concrete, you test steel, okay, you test the work as well, it is according to specifications or not. Okay, one way of testing is doing surveys. So yes, thank you for these other responses, Zara and Fatma and Hisham. So yes, you got the point. But going back to the point about testing, what happened to English? Okay, one form of testing is surveys as well. When surveys are done on the work which is already finished, this is a form of testing. You are testing, is it done according to the requirements or not? Okay, so testing can be physical testing, which you are doing in the labs. Testing can be done on the field as well, and testing can be done in the form of surveys as well. Okay, in the test and through testing, you are checking the work according to the requirements. And then there are some special tasks in which the testing is done not to change again, not to check against standards, but to check against the general functionality of the product. Okay, for example, you developed a new app, you develop a new software. Okay, you may test the software, is it working according to the what is the function. Okay, and then on the basis of that you may do some more. Okay, so we call them prototypes. Okay, thing which is developed for the first time and you are testing the first piece, that is called the prototype. Okay, so prototypes may not have very strict requirements. Sometimes they have, sometimes they don't have, but eventually you are testing it if they can do the job which I asked them to do. Okay, now you may be saying, oh, we will not do this. No, even as civil engineers, you may be involved in these things. Okay, they are something which they are very eagerly introducing in Bahrain. Okay, again, career opportunity for you, which is called as BIM, Building Information Modeling. Okay, they have already the task force in place. They have the national strategic plan, and the consultant is hired who will do the roadmap to the BIM and everything. So this is all digitalization of the construction work. Okay, building information modeling is all making the construction work digitalized. Okay, so there you will make up your own systems. Okay, you may have also heard about GIS, geographic information systems. So this again a digital platform for engineering data, civil engineering data. Okay, so you will be developing digital platforms, you will be working on them, you will be integrating them, connecting one with the other. Okay, so like any other field, Okay, I will not even say engineering, any other field, even medical field, even people who are working in arts or something, they are digitalizing their work. Okay, everything is going towards digitalization. Okay, so there's more automation and digitalization involved in all the fields. So you will be working with new systems and new apps, and you will be doing some coding and so on and so forth. So this can be, testing prototypes can be a part of your job as well. But then we have the normal testing which we are doing on all projects day in day out. Then we have the implementation. Okay, you see how the work is implemented. Okay, or you implement the work. Okay, you have the design and you implement it on the field. Okay, so you could be a contractor, you could be a site supervisor, you could be anyone who is working on in the field itself. Okay, so you see how construction work is going on according to the design, and you fulfill the requirements, you arrange for materials, you arrange for people. Okay, you make sure that it is completed on time, within budget, according to the requirements, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the job. And then we have the lifelong job of maintenance. Okay, I have a few friends who have done very good and making their career in the maintenance field. Okay, more fancy name for it is facility management. Okay, there's a more fancy name of maintenance work. Okay, well, maintenance means what? You manage the building, you manage the structure for its whole life cycle, design life. So if you say that the design life of the road is 50 years, the design life of the building is 60 years, it will not pass, or it will not go up to 60 years or 50 years without proper maintenance. Okay, with proper maintenance it may surpass even the design life. Okay, so the thing which you were expecting that it will last up to 50 years, it may last up to 70 years if you do proper maintenance. Okay, you may have seen this thing happening with the cars. A lot of people, they maintain their cars very well. Okay, their cars, even some bikes as well. So my father used to have a bike which he like maintained for more than 20 years. Okay, so that bike was working. Okay, it was well maintained. So you may surpass the design life, but the point is, even if you just consider the design life that this is only for 10 years, that doesn't mean 10 years without maintenance. Okay, so maintenance is part of design life, the normal design life of any product and any project. Okay, take laptop or mobile or car or a building or a machine or whatever. Okay, when you give a design life, the design life comes with maintenance plan as well. Okay, so the design life involves maintenance. Okay, no design life is without maintenance. If you don't do maintenance, it will not reach up to the design life as well. Okay, so in order to reach the design life, you need to do proper maintenance and management for that facility. So as I said, it's a lifelong job. Okay, your design may take months, your construction may take months or maybe a year, but your maintenance of that facility will take decades. Okay, especially in civil engineering. Okay, whatever type of project you have. Okay, at most it will be finished in a couple of years. But whatever type of project we have, it is not designed for a couple of years. It is designed for at least 2-3 decades, 20, 30, and even more. So if you are into facility management and maintenance business, okay, you are prolonging your stay on one project. You may have a very prolonged stay for one project. Last semester, I believe it was last year, yes. Last year we went for site visit, not construction site visit. It was a facility site visit. Okay, so we went to that site visit, and there was a civil engineer who was working on the maintenance, the management of the building. Okay, so it's not something new. Okay, if you go to some of the areas like in Amwaj or Sif, the buildings are using very complicated management systems. Everything is automated, everything is digitalized. okay, and they have centrally controlled heating, ventilation, water supply, electricity. Okay, so their management is also very complicated, because if one thing fails, the whole building will fail. Okay, so they put a lot of importance into the management aspect of their building, the maintenance aspect of their building. So again, a very good field to be considered, facility management. Then engineers are involved in research as well. Research means you are looking for something new. When you have new problems, you look for new solutions, right? When new problems, look for new solutions. Many of the uh, many of the innovations we see around us, they are basically initiated by engineers. Okay, they are not now more practical oriented. Okay, the innovations which we see around us, they are more practical rather than scientific. Okay, so for example, the use of AI tools. So AI is not invented by using some new scientific discovery. No, we have the same codes. Okay, we were using chatbots earlier, we were using AI earlier as well, but now, okay, let us use it and train it in a way that it can give you your customized answer. Same thing with the driverless cars, automated cars, I believe Teslas, right? So same thing with that, a Tesla is not working on a new principle, huh, that other cars were not using. It's using the same physics, it's using the same knowledge of mathematics. Okay, but now it is more beneficial, it's more convenient, right? Okay, so most of the technologies which we see in the present world, they are less scientific and more technical, more engineer oriented, more practical oriented now. Okay, so how we can improve the practical aspects of something. Okay, and these for example, let me give you example of materials. Okay, you have heard about recycled materials, right? So recycled materials, what are we doing? We usually are taking a material which is already prepared, already used. Okay, so I just take it and use it a new way. Okay, so I take something plastic for example, and I may use it in concrete, I may use it in asphalt. Okay, it may do something else when I use it. It may give me more strength, may have less resistance to temperature or something. But in the end, scientifically, asphalt is not something new, concrete is not something new, plastic is not something new, paper is not something new. Okay, so it's all, you can see, if somebody comes up with the idea that I will use rubber tires in concrete, I will use rubber tires for insulation of the walls. Scientifically speaking, it's nothing new. We know rubber tires, we know that they can be used for insulation, but now you're saying, yeah, we can use it, let's see how it will go. So it's more practical oriented. Okay, so these things were happening earlier as well, but now they are happening more. So the point is, there is more scope of work for engineers in the research and innovation field as well. Okay, the type of innovation which we are having right now, they are more engineering oriented than science oriented. Okay, because we are looking for solutions. Then we have project management, a very important aspect, one of the most important fields in Gulf. Okay, in the present scenario, and also it is considered very important all around the world as well. Okay, in the Gulf more because we are going for mega projects. We have consultancies are involved, or the consultation involves people who are from other countries. Okay, there are companies which are from other countries and they are working and they are providing consultancies there. So project management becomes a very important aspect here. Okay, and you know about the mega projects we are having, the NEOM and the Burj Khalifa already done, but then we have the Causeway and the metro projects. So these are big projects. Okay, and there are other big projects like this in the other Gulf countries. So that's why, because of the complexity of the project, We need specialist people for doing the planning and who are good with the teamwork and so on and so forth. So this is where project management becomes more. So project management includes what? You are planning for the project, you calculate the budget, you have taken course on cost estimation maybe, or you will take it. People who are involved in scheduling, so you will take courses on construction engineering, construction management, where you will learn about scheduling, coordinating activities. This is all part of your term projects and so on. So we are trying to prepare you for this. Okay. Then you have collaboration activities. Okay, so all you cannot work without collaboration in engineering. You cannot work without collaboration in most of 99% of the fields. Maybe in arts you can work without collaboration, but in engineering you have to work with collaboration in all the projects, and you are collaborating with people who are from different fields. Okay, so you are an engineer, you are collaborating with the architect, you are collaborating with the worker on the site, you are collaborating with an accountant, you're collaborating with an IT engineer. Okay, so you are collaborating with people who are from different fields. So collaboration still needs a lot of skills, it needs a lot of patience, it needs a lot of strategy. Okay, so all these things are very important and they are not so easy. Okay, some of the fields in engineering, I want to start it now. I will not be able to finish it. Okay, so I'll stop here.